How's it going, everybody? Thank you for joining us on this Monday, 10th of June, 2024. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining us today on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X, Rumble, and Pill.net. Sure do appreciate all of y'all joining us after this big, beautiful weekend that we had. I see some people are jelly in the comment, but that's okay, Aaron. We got some butthurt salve for that, and you'll be just fine.
And before we get started, if you wouldn't mind taking a moment to hit that thumbs up button over on Rumble and on YouTube, taking that red pill over on Pilled, smashing that heart over on X, we would truly appreciate it. And don't forget, sharing is caring. And we're so glad you guys are here with us.
Yes. Yes, we are very happy that each and every one of you are here. And we do truly appreciate you joining us, spending that time.
Just so you guys know, it has been an amazing day. Miss Steph got some amazing news. She went in for her surgery this morning, and the doctor said, "You're healing wonderful. There's nothing I can do more than what God, the ultimate physician, is doing. So no surgery for Miss Steph." That is amazing.
Yeah, we're super happy about that. And we're truly grateful to God. He does all the work.
He does.
As the old saying goes, God does all the healing and the doctor takes a bill.
Exactly. Aaron was the first one over
He was so excited to be
Rumble.
first on Rumble. He gave a capitalized 1.
Exactly. F. Clint was a little bit of butt hurt.
There's some butt hurt today, huh?
Butt hurt, but he's just joking.
What's up, F. Clint?
Miss Denise is taking care of a couple errands, but she's listening.
How you doing, Denise? Thanks for joining.
Chachi in the house.
What's up, Chachi?
See, it's all love. Aaron gave F. Clint a big old kiss.
Oh, God.
Aaron says, "No digital love for you today."
He's jealous. He couldn't go to the Trump rally.
I know. It was crazy, Aaron. It really was.
It was crazy. And we found out the hard way that apparently they jam the signal at a certain time.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, there's Steph.
Miss Steph in the house because no surgery,
Woo-hoo.
But her arm is super numb.
I bet.
Because they did the nerve block before they decided no surgery.
Well, hey, you know what?
Got Miss Jenny in the house.
Jenny!
Watch out for the frogs, Jenny.
Thanks for joining, Jenny.
Got Miss Bethany in.
There's Bethany in.
Got Light Sphere over on Pill.
What's up, Light Spear? All right. Looks like the fam's rolling in. We appreciate each and every one of you.
Oh, that was not a digital kiss. That was an evil laugh.
Whoa.
Okay. All right, fine. I was trying to be nice. Goodness gracious.
So we did the Trump rally. We should probably start out with that, huh?
We should.
We should. Do you want to do that, or do I need to do the things?
Hold on.
You have an army. You know what? That's exactly right, Bethany. You had an army praying for her. What an amazing miracle.
Oh, she can wiggle her finger a little bit now. All right. It's wearing off. It's wearing off.
Uh-oh. F. Clint's warning Aaron that he's going to eat his dino chickens.
Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness.
Aaron said we can't eat the dino chickens.
I know.
That's sad. I think we've been eating the dino chickens. That would explain the awkward sized chicken breasts that we've been having. But that's just me.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's get to the Trump rally.
Let us get to the Trump rally.
Vegas, cross country, bullshit. On November 5th, we let everybody know to vote for my favorite president, Donald Trump.
And I say this, and I say it all the time, November 5th will be the most important day in the history of our country.
Oh, I was going to start playing it again.
So amazing. We were in the fifth
Yeah.
row.
Yeah, we were up close. Like he could have thrown a rock at us easy.
He could have spit at us.
Just about.
I mean, seriously.
I'm just saying.
Yes, still magnolias.
So it was hey, Fire and Eight, it was an amazing time. It was a good time. I mean, it was a rally. And it's it was a lot of fun.
Oh, grab your hat.
A lot of good people. What? Oh, where's the MAGA hats? Oh, okay. So obviously we got this one, Make America Great Again. Woot, woot. And then I picked up and okay, so I'm trying to talk to this lady. She would actually like to come on and talk to everybody here.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're actually excited about that. She's running for Congress as well. And yeah, she's very pro-Trump.
Yes.
And yeah, really excited about that. I met a lot of great people, other creators, and just had a great time in general. It was so much fun. I don't know if y'all had zoomed into Cash. He was like right there as well.
Yes.
It was a great time. It was really nice in the morning, and then it got super hot, and then the wind started blowing. You might have been able to hear the wind blowing in one of those clips at the end there. And then, yeah, we were stuck. There was a teleprompter between us and President Trump. So it kind of blocked his face a little bit. But man, we were so close. And I mean, like you could make out facial features without, like any kind of binoculars or anything. But we got there super early. We got there at 5 o'clock in the morning.
We did.
And we were still way back in the line. I didn't
not way back.
Well, not way back in the line, but we were certainly, not way back, but we were back in the line quite a bit because there was the little cattle railing that they had for it.
It does not have 45, 47 on the side. They had run out of those.
Yeah, they didn't have any of those. As a matter of fact, there's nothing on the sides, but that's fine. It was a good time. The question is, did he pay the teleprompter people?
You know what? He doesn't use the teleprompter.
I don't think
he
uses the teleprompter. I really, it may be for notes, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not doing, like words. He's not reading it like Biden does. And he had even mentioned that as well. Pause.
Yeah, it was great.
Wait for applause. None of those issues.
It was really great. Everybody was so well. There was amazing people there. However, there were some douchebags too.
People are people-y, right? And there were a lot of people cramped into an area that was designed for far fewer people than that. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Hit up a local embroidery shop, and that's not a bad idea at all because that'll keep the money local and stuff like that.
Yeah,
he definitely knows his message. So in the area where the rally was, There were people standing in the aisles. They had us move our chairs up, and it was so close. And there were
Very
so many people,
close.
you almost couldn't get to the porta johns or anything when it had started. For the most part, we made sure that we got up there and got a seat right away.
Clint says, "Leave it alone." That's a classic MAGA.
It's a classic MAGA hat. There we go. Yeah, you know what? It probably is. Yeah, probably will leave it alone. It was so many people in such a small area, and so people's peoply kind of came out a little bit, but for the most part, everybody was really good. And everybody's at their different stage in their awakening, and we have to remember that a lot of people are just waking up, and
Mhm.
now they want to actually listen to what President Trump says. So there's a lot of people that were Democrats that are looking at Trump for the first time now,
Mhm.
and so they don't really know how everybody acts, in
Yeah.
that kind of a scenario. And so it was a little different, but it was nothing that was unbearable, right? It's
No.
like everything.
And it
It was
was
a good time.
neat because,
Mhm.
as you guys saw in that video, it was nice. We weren't interviewed, but we were on RSBN
Yeah, I don't
because
know if y'all noticed that I was in the middle
Ty,
of the back there.
yeah, Ty. We talked to that lady all day. She was amazing, and her kids were so amazing.
Yeah,
And
she's a good
she
mom.
just wants her kids to know good conservative values.
Mhm.
Excuse me. And just we met so many amazing people. I don't know if you guys saw, how many of you got to see our little short live we did yesterday before they started jamming the signals. Um, but we met two kids from Canada.
They were super
they
cool.
were super cool. They
Flew
they were
down
on the
just for
yes,
the rally,
just for the
and they
rally.
left last night.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they know that Trudeau is Castro's son.
Yeah.
I mean,
And these are college students,
yes,
university.
exactly.
Yeah, they go to university.
Shout out to Jacob and Max.
Yeah.
We met
Great kids.
Yeah, we met a delegate for the Nevada Republican Party,
Mhm.
Lucille. Shout out to Lucille.
What's up, Lucille?
We met so many amazing people.
Yeah.
And in fact, Aaron watched it before the show today. Awesome.
Nice.
I mean, it was only a little 13-minute short, but Santino showed the line was so long, guys.
I didn't even get close to being able to see the whole line.
It was
wrapped around.
crazy.
Yeah, it wrapped around.
Yeah.
There were people still trying to come in when Trump was talking.
Yeah.
There was no space, and
It
there
was
were
crazy.
thousands and thousands of people outside who didn't make it in. And I
Yeah.
think that there were a lot of people, claustrophobia. If there were people that had any kind of claustrophobia whatsoever, they would not have wanted to be in there.
I was struggling.
You did really good, though.
Yeah.
You did really good.
So speaking of people we met this gentleman who
He's
has
amazing.
A pretty big following on TikTok.
What's his TikTok name, babe?
I'll show it in just a minute.
All right, there we go.
But met him, and he's probably going to come on the show soon.
Yeah.
So let's see. F. Clint says, I checked and I have notifications on for y'all, but Rumble doesn't send them. That's weird because, that is so weird. Hate that you missed that. Well, you know
It's
what?
still up.
You already you watched it. I know you did. So you ready?
Yeah.
What's up, guys? We just got back from the Trump rally here in Las Vegas. I tried to go live, but apparently they had signal blockers going on for security reasons, obviously. And I had no signal. I couldn't get the live stream to go up. So I do apologize. Hopefully by the next time the rally rolls around, I will have access to a Wi-Fi. This way I can go live. But I do apologize. I know I said I'm sorry. Even Loki apologizes. He says, so sorry. Listen, nothing I can do about it, but I will be posting some videos and pictures that we did take. So much love. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate the follows. I appreciate the likes. Any comments? Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. We'll catch you on the next video. Thanks again.
So we met him, and his TikTok. I'm just
Share it.
gonna copy it because I can't pronounce that.
But he's a local creator
Yeah,
and real nice guy, solid American, loves America. Had some good conversations about what e pluribus unum is from many one. It's the melting pot, and just he's ashamed. He's from back east. Just super nice guy, and very much loves this country and what it should be, not what it is. And he
right.
was definitely showing his support.
Yeah,
You gonna pop that up?
I'm gonna pop.
Scorpio Seb.
Yeah,
I think it's Sebastian.
I don't know.
13.2.
But this is part of the Trump rally yesterday.
Yo,
too.
what up, TikTok? We're right at the Trump rally 2024 Las Vegas, getting ready for Trump. I am going live on my other account, Gen X Seb. Make sure you catch me on that. I will be live. He's going on at 12 o'clock. I will be live at 11:50 Pacific time. Catch you there. Yo, what up?
Which obviously he couldn't do.
Yeah, clearly.
But
And that was a
yeah.
thing. But I mean, it makes sense that they would most assuredly have some kind of signal
Yeah.
blocker out there. They're going
Yeah.
to jam the signals. And that's just for security reasons.
Yeah.
My God, there's so much law enforcement presence there.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was craziness.
Yeah. But it was good. Everybody was respectful and courteous.
For the most part.
Had a couple people fall out because of the heat. They were
Yes.
handing water out. And I mean, people were just walking by, just handing water out all the time. And you just have to hydrate, especially when you're out in the heat like that. Aaron says, I saw a lot of footage of the 96-mile long Trump train on the highways in Arizona. It's obvious whom dutifully elected in 2020 to anyone with eyes in comparison to the lines at any Trump rally.
Yeah.
So many people, easily. There were easily, I would say, easily 20,000 people that were within that little area.
Yeah.
And probably there had to be, I would say, just a guess, 30, 40,000 people all told. And people were still, pulling in, after he was already speaking.
It was
It was amazing. But, that's right here in Las Vegas.
And it
Drew,
was
humongous.
104 degrees plus all that body heat.
Yeah. And then
Guys,
the wind was
I
blowing
came
the dust.
home,
Yeah.
I took a shower and I laid down. I got up for about 30 minutes. I laid down again. I got up for about 15 minutes and I slept all night. I was exhausted yesterday.
She was spent. We caught a little bit of sun. Definitely used lots of sunscreen. They were taking the sun. Can't take sunscreen in with you to where the rally was, which was kind of funny. But in the end, by the time we got done there, it was time to get in the car. They just got cooked out there, but it was worth it. And a lot of people showed up. The thing that'll make people from Las Vegas not show up to something is wind. And there was quite a bit of wind.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you just get,
nobody cared.
Yeah, the dust, it had the black boogers, had dust stuck and caked onto the sunscreen. People didn't care. They were out there. They cared about being there and showing support for President Trump.
Absolutely.
So that's more of those things. Even though it's something that people don't want to do, they're going to show up for other things when they normally wouldn't show up because of certain types of weather or whatever. It was a great time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will say that if you ever get a chance to go to one, you really should, because the feeling and just the energy is amazing.
Aaron says this morning at a Maverick here in Show Low, Arizona, state special investigators had stopped a tractor trailer truck. They have apparently been dropping off illegals at hotels here in our small county. And not a surprise. They're going to try to dump them off wherever they can. And that was something that President Trump talked about too.
Yeah.
was, you got to deport him.
Exactly. We met the cool guys from New York.
Met the guys from New York, met
Yeah.
one person running for Senate. Super happy. He was going around talking to people,
Yeah.
running for senator. And said, he asked if I had any specific questions on the spot. I didn't, because I wasn't expecting somebody running for Senate to be walking around there at that point in time. But I got educated. And then with that being said, all I care about is a grip and grin. I want to look you in the eyes and just kind of get a general feeling off of you. The man took his sunglasses off and looked me square in the eyes. And I could tell just from that alone that he was a good person, but I'm still going to do the research and just, get an idea as to who he
Yeah.
was or what he's done. Retired lieutenant colonel from the Air Force, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, great man. And
Bethany says, I will see him in person someday. It's on my bucket list. It's worth it, sweetie.
yeah, it's
It
worth
is
it. If you have a
so
chance,
worth it.
yeah, if you have a chance, go see him.
Yeah.
Go see him. I would recommend it.
Yeah.
It's a circus that you got to go see at some point in time.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Aaron says, I think that it was interesting that they were being stopped and investigated while Biden is still sniffing kids in office.
Well,
anyone?
yeah, they're
Yeah.
catching everybody. They're getting all the small moving parts of that machine.
Mhm. And then Jenny says, told you it's an amazing feeling being at a
You did.
Trump rally. You did.
You
and
did,
It
and
really
you were right.
is. Yeah. Aaron says, I want to as well, Bethany, just to see it once. It is worth it.
It's worth it.
Denise says it was your Marine vibe. I will tell you, we saw a lot of you saw the photos. We got to meet Brick Suit. That was amazing. There were so many TikTok influencers there that
there's a lot of people
I've
there.
been following for a while, and it was so funny because one that I actually know is actually one that wants us to introduce us and have us interview the Elizabeth. What was her last name?
Helgeline.
Okay, her.
Yeah, I know.
And
We'll get her
I
to
couldn't
say it the right
remember his
way.
name on the spot. I still can't remember his name. Don't say anything.
Oh, God.
Anyway, but he remembered my name. He's like, "Oh my God, Kay!" So, but we met a lot of wonderful people there, and that's
Yeah.
the thing is you will meet so many people that
you'll find out that a lot of people they question NASA. So much unity and high vibes. Exactly, Jenny. That's exactly what it is. It's
Steph,
encouraging.
You gotta go.
Yeah,
You gotta go.
highly recommend going to one. And if nothing else, you get to see the man, with your own eyes. You get to hear his voice. You get to get a vibe for, the whole thing going on there.
Yeah.
It's so worth it.
Yeah. It will be a lot easier because
when you aren't recovering from surgery. Yeah, that's the truth, Aaron.
Yeah. Did not see MAGA King.
Didn't see him.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
It was.
Yeah, can't say that enough.
Yeah. So we have a lot of news. You ready?
Yeah, let's do that. I know.
Let's go.
All right.
A non-basketball question. Did you get a chance to meet with the royal family? And if not, how was it like having them there in the building?
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph?
The Prince and Princess of Wales.
Oh, no, I did not. I'm only familiar with one royal family. I don't know too much about that one. Thank you.
Well, any other questions?
Kind of shut down, and she was giggling, and he was just so matter of fact and serious about it.
Let's see. Denise says some Las Vegas radio shock jock wannabe got his 15 minutes saying it was a cult. Poopies on him.
You know what? Yeah. Well, when you're irrelevant, you have to try to shock people into caring about you, and that's a lot of those shock jocks, may or may not even believe that.
I haven't been on TikTok very much today at all.
Melissa Valenti was there. Okay. Thank you very much, Jenny. I appreciate that.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll have to check that out. Man, Yeah, I know we missed a bunch of people too.
We did.
Yeah,
But if you understood how many people were there,
there's so many people. So many people.
crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was absolutely crazy. Let's see. Aaron says, just crapped right on that reporter. I'm only familiar with one royal fam. LOL. It was beautiful. It really was.
It was a great
Jesus,
response.
Mary, and Joseph. And what got me is she almost sounded like she didn't know who he was talking about.
For a split second, she had to think about it.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. I heard she had to think. Like
that's
what it sounded like to
sad.
me.
That's sad.
But at least she got it.
We hope.
Because
or she covered really well.
But some people they care about those kinds of people for some reason. Oh, the royals. But no, they're just people with a big bank account, and they're taking everybody's tax money for themselves.
Yeah, who are PD3Os. Jenny
Seems
says,
like
I
it.
had friends that were at the one we were at and didn't see them because there were so many there. Exactly.
See, yeah, and yeah, since we're having a hard time getting away from the Trump rally, it was very much just so many people there. You find a lot of these people have similar viewpoints.
Yeah.
Conspiracies are not theories anymore.
No.
So many people are just recognizing that we've been lied to about just about everything.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of one of those things. It's one of those reaffirming things that lets you know that we're not weird. It's like most everybody believes these things that we talk about now.
The news wants you to think that you're alone.
Oh, yeah.
And we're not alone. We're not alone at all.
No, we're not.
You ready?
Yeah.
There's a physical manifestation of the millennial kingdom. If the devil was bound, you'd have a time of peace and prosperity. And then maybe you would have a time where people could create grand buildings, create grand art, music, everything. We don't even understand, probably because I do believe the devil is very active today, as most people probably understand to follow me. The devil, the demons, they are super active. We don't even know how many negative effects that they inflict on us all the time, because we wrestle not against flesh and blood. We don't know how much our thoughts get cloudy because of spiritual darkness around us. And then again, you put that on a macro scale, like everybody's affected by this spiritual warfare and oppression. If that was lifted, if the devil was bound and put in a pit, is that possibly that humans could do a lot more than they do now, because there was this freedom in your own mind, your headspace, to not be inflicted by these demonic beings? I think that you couldn't help but have physical results of that. So if the saints are ruling in heaven and they're doing it better than the corrupt sons of God, I believe there would be positive effects on the earth, and we'd be able to see the evidence of that. And maybe that evidence is the grand buildings, the grand cathedrals, the art, the statues and stuff. It doesn't mean that everyone was perfect on earth, but it does mean that there was an allowance for people to do more than they're doing now.
He is active too.
I agree, Steph. So thoughts? Santino, your camera just went fuzzy.
Oh, it did go fuzzy, didn't it? Well, ain't that something? All right, hold on. Let me open this stupid thing up. Hey, all
There
right.
we go.
So
thoughts, Santino.
Those buildings, those grand buildings, it makes sense that the devil would have been away for a period of time, especially when you consider that a lot of those buildings took hundreds of years to build. Notre Dame took how many years to build?
A long time.
It was like, I think that from beginning to end, the total was like 500 years or something, right?
Right.
It was something ridiculous like that. I had to look that up. But anyways, that's it points to the concept that maybe we are in the Satan's little season, that people did have that time to build all those things. And that's what, it took place over nearly 200 years. Okay, I got that answer. My mind just wasn't going to let it go. So it took over 200 years to build Notre Dame. And it's like you would have to not be like hampered in any way to build something like that, especially over that many generations. And so it's kind of one of those things that points to, what timeline are we actually on? What's actually occurring
Right.
at this point? But I will say that as we move closer to our relationship with God, as America finds God again, as America puts its faith, as the American people put their faith back in God, what I'm recognizing is that the powers of darkness, that those are losing their power over the majority of humanity. Humanity is waking up, and we might have that chance to have those opportunities to build those beautiful buildings again, to build those things that are the community, the things that America was always intended to be. And I truly believe that. I think that that time is coming where we're going to be able to do generational kind of structures that will stand for a long time. And we have enough of the old knowledge left behind that we will be able to do these things like the Tesla towers and stuff like that. So I have a lot of hope for the future. And I think that we can not necessarily reverse engineer, but we'll be able to see how things were done much more clearly as we open up. More people will be inspired, and we will do bigger and more beautiful and longer lasting kinds of things to speak through to future generations in time. And that's a tack that we should take moving forward when we have the abilities to do something like that. So that way, when those seasons come back again in the future, that they will see these buildings and these structures that everybody had, that it will be difficult to forget the godly way. And I think
Right.
that that's important. But I think that that's been a struggle of every generation, especially if you look at like the pyramids or something like that. The ingenuity and human toil that was put into creating those structures alone, and how much those have been destroyed, and how much, he basically spray painted some pharaoh's name in there. No other indicator as to which pharaoh it was when they built the pyramids, but they will try to hide, but that knowledge will come back. Chachi says the knowledge is already known, just need to be revealed and not hidden. Exactly. Thank you for making that clear and concise for everybody, Chachi.
You ready?
Yeah, please.
It is now day number 2 of President Biden's executive order being in effect here at the southern border, and we are seeing no impact on illegal crossings whatsoever. Take a look at this. This is a group of 200 that have just crossed here in Jacumba, California, part of the busy San Diego sector. Some of them being loaded up on this Border Patrol bus right now. Off in the distance, I'll have Brian, my photographer, pan off. You got another 100 or so waiting to be taken into custody by Border Patrol here. Some men from India here, from Nicaragua, from Africa, some from the Middle East. I can tell you we just came from another location where we had a bunch of guys from Turkey and Vietnam waiting. It is very busy out here in San Diego sector this morning, as again, there is no fear of this new executive order, which bans asylum for most illegal crossers with certain exceptions. And no change whatsoever. It is.
I think that was the point right there. No change whatsoever. There's no change. There's still people coming from all over the globe. Of course, they already started their trek. Who knows how long
Executive
ago.
order.
Yeah, well, it still has to be enforced by the people, and that's coming down from the executive service level kind of stuff in terms of how they utilize and move resources around. But this is how we find a lot of stuff out. This is how we find things out, and it will continue to happen. It will happen until Trump gets back into office.
I know.
And
November can't get here soon enough.
But
well,
January.
January
Yeah,
can't get here soon
January
enough.
can't get here soon enough. But once January kicks around, you watch. Once they start rounding people up, and he will make it known, and they will more than likely use the military and push all these people out.
I know.
And a lot will decide to leave on their own. And even then, what was it? Trump said, "You're stupid if you come here now anyways.
Yeah.
It's broke. You're not going to get anything. There's no jobs." Aaron says, "Did anyone think that sniffing, sliding Biden was actually going to do anything about the border? Desperate election smoke and mirrors and bovine feces."
Yeah.
It's exactly what it is. It's a bunch of horse pucky, and
Yeah.
it's just lip service, but he's not going to follow through with it.
No.
We'll
He's
see
too
gas.
busy pooping himself.
Well, yeah, we should see gas prices drop some, although the end of
And
the
if people
petrodollar
fall
just
for
happened.
that, they're stupid.
Well, yeah, but that's the other thing that happened too. It might be difficult for them because the petrodollar.
Whatever.
It's like we lost our deal with Saudi Arabia to back it with oil.
Oh, wow.
So it would get it more expensive. We'll see how that one goes. That's something to keep your eye on.
Yep. You ready?
Yeah.
Didn't the New York Times even say this happened?
Yeah, and the New York Times is not like friendly toward the biblical cause, right? But in their article in 1990, they published an article saying, after years of doubt among archaeologists, a new analysis of excavations has yielded a wide range of evidence supporting the biblical account of the fall of Jericho. They went on and said a study of ceramic remnants, royal scarabs, carbon-14 dating, seismic activity in the region, and even some ruins of tumbled walls produce what is being called impressive evidence that the fortified city was destroyed in the late Bronze Age around 1400 BC, which is exactly what we should find. And a Stanford University geophysicist added, only little doubt can be left as to the reality of such events in Joshua's time. Perfect. Wonderful.
Thoughts, Santino?
So even the New York Times had to give out an article expressing that there are parts of the Bible that are true. And
What?
it's going to be little. It's not going to be front page news because they don't want to admit it, but they have to do some admittance.
We do have Iraqi
we do.
dinar.
We have Iraqi, Kuwaiti, and Saudi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got a little bit there.
Yeah.
Not very much, whatever. But yeah, it's whenever the New York Times has to, ever tell the truth, they seem to bury it and they don't want it known.
What?
I know, madness, crazy. It's almost like they're not the press or something. But the thing is it's going to come out. It's going to continue to come out, and it's going to be much more commonplace. And I think we're going to see a lot more of that about how, oh, well, it turns out that this part of the Bible has been confirmed. Oh, it turns out this other part of the Bible has been confirmed. And I think we'll see more and more of that as time goes on. We'll see how far they actually take the truth, but we'll certainly be hearing a lot more of the of the truth coming out about the Bible in mainstream sources.
We will.
The history books will be righted, at least to some extent. We just have to
I hope
make sure.
so.
Well,
I hope so.
Yeah.
And it is very pretty paper, Aaron. We have quite a bit of it.
Canadian quarters. No.
No.
No, it's a terrible idea.
No. Are you ready?
Yeah.
We got information about Merrick Garland.
Yeah. All right.
That was I didn't
Says
mean
that
to say
Steve Bannon needs to go to jail for not answering a congressional subpoena, but this is Garland talking about himself not answering a congressional subpoena.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
This department is a fundamental institution of our democracy. People depend on us to ensure that our investigations and our prosecutions are conducted according to the facts and the law and without political influence. We have gone to extraordinary lengths to ensure that the committees get responses to their legitimate requests. But this is not one. To the contrary, this is one that would harm our ability in the future to successfully pursue sensitive investigations. Now, there have been a series of unprecedented and frankly unfounded attacks on the Justice Department. This request, this effort to use contempt as a method of obtaining our sensitive law enforcement files is just the most recent. The effort to threaten to defund our investigations and the way in which there are contributions to an atmosphere that puts our agents and our prosecutors at risk, these are wrong. Look, the only thing I can do is continue to do the right thing. I will protect this building and its people.
Gentlemen, why don't they respond? you kind of answered this just now, but I was wondering, like, what this combined with the efforts to defund Jack Smith and the other attacks on Biden administration officials say about, the broader effort to discredit you and to discredit the Justice Department, and also how do you manage that? How are you resisting that? And what can you do about that as Attorney General?
We have to go about our work following the federal principles of prosecution. As I said, we follow the facts and the law. We screen out outside inappropriate influences. That's what we're doing here. We're protecting our ability to continue to do high profile and sensitive investigations, and we will continue to do that.
Mr. Perry, last question. It now seems the odds now seem vanishingly small that the two Jack Smith federal cases are going to begin trial, let alone finish trial this year. What does that say about the pace of the justice system and confidence in this Justice Department?
Look, the special counsel brought both cases last year. He appropriately requested speedy trials. The matter is now in the hands of the judiciary, and I'm not going to be able to comment any further.
Thank you, everyone. We have to go to the FBI Memorial. Thank you, everyone.
Do you think the president is forgetting?
He makes me want to vomit, and he gives me an instant headache.
I mean,
Ugh.
so, I mean, he's a politician.
He's an idiot.
He's a politician.
He's an idiot.
This is why we don't like politicians.
Ugh.
What do you do about people like that?
Thank you, Denise.
And what was it? It was, I think it was Chachi? Trying to find the comment. No, I can't find the comment. I lost the comment. But they, oh geez. Anyways, I'm trying to find the comment, but basically,
What?
I don't remember now, so I'm just going to drive on. Anyways, the point is that these people, what benefit do they provide? At least worms, go through the soil, aerate it, eat the small
Chachi
things. And
said
fertilize.
Garland's a worm.
Garland's a worm.
And
Yeah.
Aaron said,
Oh, it was the two of them.
yes.
It's the dynamic duo over there.
I know. And Aaron said,
So what value does he
worms have
provide?
a purpose on earth to rejuvenate the soil per God's design. What does a feckless turd of a human do?
Turds are fertilizer.
I ain't buying this.
He is the fertilizer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think the fertilizer is that people are waking up because of the games that they play.
There we go. Tag team back again.
Thank you for finding that.
Mm-hmm.
But the point is, we might not be able to see the value, but the value is that people are waking up, and they're waking up to how corrupt a lot of, or at least a much larger portion of the justice system that should be corrupt,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's what the justice system is supposed to protect us from, is that corruption. But that didn't work out so well. Surprise, surprise.
What?
The people that are supposed to protect us from corruption got corrupted.
Yeah.
It's almost like they have too much power.
No.
I'm just
say
look,
it isn't so.
I am a simple mind. By the way, shout out to Agent Smith. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you had a good weekend.
I hope you slip on a banana peel. Are you ready?
Yes.
None of these people make me happy today.
What?
We're moving on.
Orange K mad.
Yes, Orange K mad.
Right here where this valley comes out, there's a natural waterway. It's a dry riverbed. If you went into that wadi, you would find there are rocks all over the place, but they've all been pushed out of the way to make a path. Somebody pushed all the rocks out of the way to make a path for wagons, apparently. That dry riverbed, the wadi, ends up at that white dot, which you can barely see from this satellite map. That white dot is actually this giant beach. Off to the right, you can see where that wadi comes into it, that dry riverbed. At the south end, Ron Wyatt found this pillar. And it basically said something to the effect of, this pillar was erected by King Solomon to commemorate the crossing of the Red Sea. So they thought, is this where they crossed the Red Sea? But Ron and his sons went scuba diving in the Red Sea and found all along, as far as they could go, chariot wheels with no chariots attached to them, and chariot bodies crumbling badly, poorly conditioned, with no wheels on them. They found horse skeletons and human skeletons crusted over with coral. The chariot wheels, you can see one here in this picture. It's kind of hard to see, but it's gold-plated wood, but the wood has rotted out. There's only one Egyptian dynasty that used 4-spoke, 6-spoke, and 8-spoke, all three types used in this one dynasty. And all three are found down there, or something like that.
It's amazing how it keeps on getting proved correct about the Bible.
Like actual evidence.
Actual evidence.
And then that pillar put up by Solomon, saying that they had the information back then that this was the spot. Exactly. And they wanted that there time immemorial, so that way we could, see where it's at. And I think that's important. And even in this day and age, so they can hide the information and they can graffiti on that pillar. But at the same time, it's still there to lead us to the truth, despite everything we've been told. Now, the good thing is like the evidence is still there. Now we have video evidence of these things, and they're able to pinpoint it just based off of the types of chariot wheels that are found there. That was only during one dynasty. The evidence is always out there. And this is part of and ye shall seek the truth, and the truth shall set you free. So this looks like it to be true. This truth sets us free from the religion of science that they've been trying to shove down our throat, which has been telling us that, that's just a bunch of fairy tales, that there's no truth to it. But we're finding that truth for it. And that should be encouraging to each and every one of us. Chops, what's going on? The earth is ball-shaped. That's how the water stays in. Your guess is as good as mine.
Could be. Could be.
I don't know. They haven't invited me into a spaceship yet. I don't know if I'd go. I wouldn't trust it.
Why?
I don't know.
Sometimes I wish they'd come take you away.
I'm sure you do, but
normally about 6 days out of 7.
Anyway, you wish that they take me away too, Fire and 8? Wow, thanks. Appreciate that.
He was not talking to you. It's not always about you.
It's always about me.
Oh my gosh. Aaron, you need to get the couch ready because he's about to come stay with you for a couple of weeks because he's getting on my last damn good nerve.
Then we'll train the dino chickens to be attack chickens, and then we'll have an army, sir. An army of dino chickens.
He was confirming another item. Goodness gracious, it's not about you.
I know.
Oh, by the way, guys, I'm so excited to let you guys know that Miss Denise will be on June 19th with us. I am super stoked. Set your alarms now.
June as if you weren't going to be here. We knew you were going to be here anyways, and we appreciate it.
Denise is going to be live with us. I'm so excited.
She just can't hide it.
I'm excited.
She's about to lose control. She thinks she likes it.
We're moving on.
All right.
So, more fences going up around the White House. What?
Why would they need fences around the White House?
We're dumb and we shouldn't do it.
Yeah, that's not American to put walls around things.
I know.
That's not what Americans do.
No, we should all just be able to walk into the White House.
Yeah.
Ready?
I mean, it used to be that way when we had a trustworthy government.
I know.
Just throwing that one out there.
The White House live streams tonight as the work crews are frantically installing a riot control fence. This is the anti-scale fencing we've seen many times at the White House. Coming up tonight. They're about sealing this up. Let's go down to the center of the White House and show you what it looks like down there. Around Treasury and then around on the south side. They're going down 17th Street. Let's go walk with them there.
gotta cut you down. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down.
Wonder why they're putting up more fencing around the White House, guys.
They were the ones that told us it was un-American. I don't know why they're putting up. Why?
I told you.
What
Why
are they
can't we
afraid
just
of?
walk in?
What are they-
Everyone can just walk into America.
What would be? Why would they be concerned that they would need to put up anti-scaling fences around the White House? What could possibly be going on that people might be upset to the point where they would want to scale a fence and go into the White House? Huh.
Yeah,
That's
I
weird.
want to know that.
Yeah, there's a very real possibility it's white hats because we got to protect the buildings anyways. The buildings are important, and if people lose their minds and start mass like disobedience or whatever, I would pray that people wouldn't destroy the buildings because homeboy ain't going to be there anyways. I mean, he's not in his own body, but like his physical presence wouldn't be there, and so it's like. The buildings are the important part. That's kind of what represented America for the longest time. Chachi says, might not be too early for those fences. Way more folks are waking up and waking up faster as well. And you are 100% correct. People are waking up fast and people are short-tempered about the whole thing because they recognize they've been betrayed. And then I know that might make people angry, but
no.
People do dumb things when they're angry. They say dumb things when they're angry. That's what happens. But they're the ones trying to make everybody angry.
They are trying to make everyone angry.
You know, kind of.
They really are.
Kind of been asking for it.
See, I agree with Steph here.
Yeah.
Big poopy's coming.
Yeah.
Big poopy is coming.
It's coming, but I think that
And
the
they
people
know it too.
I don't believe that we'll have civil unrest that will destroy some of our national treasures.
Well, Republicans wouldn't.
Right.
Conservatives wouldn't.
I understand, but this is okay. So
I mean, think about the summer of love.
I understand, and a lot of people supported the summer of love. But if you think about it, they're coming to the Trump side of things, right? These are the people that have remained calm. These are the people that have not had a summer of love. The worst thing that happened is they got assaulted by some of our justice system and our intelligence agencies, individuals within, right? And so they were provoked, and then they gave them a guided tour into the Capitol building. But they were still very respectful for the most part, except for a couple of people, kicking their feet up on Pelosi's desk. That was not right. But with that being said,
She admitted today it was her fault, though.
she did admit today that it was her fault, and that's
I wonder
all
how
fine
much
and
she had
dandy.
to drink before she said that. Like 3 or 4 bottles.
I mean, who knows? I mean, we got to figure out, how much of a beating can Pelosi's liver take?
All right. Well, 1 bottle ain't enough.
No, ain't no way.
That's just a warm up. Something.
I mean,
3
assuming
or
that's
4,
still Pelosi.
She's like, January 6th is my fault.
But
bitch.
I think so. The point that I'm getting at, long story short, is that there's enough people within the movement that would tell people, whoa, 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 calm down. That's not how this is going to work.
Yeah.
We're not going to destroy anything. And that's what our job is for the people that have been woken up for a while. That's why family members and friends that stop talking to you will start talking to you again all of a sudden.
Yes.
I mean, we've had people come around.
We have.
And we have people that are still coming around. And as these people continue to wake up, that the spread
Hey, Turber.
The spread of people who will be keeping everybody else calm is going to be very important. Each and every one of you are going to be important for keeping everybody calm. Once people,
there's going to be lots of family and friends that come back to you and go, wait a minute, how did you see? And your response should not be, how did you not? Just remember,
as much as we'd like to,
or I told you so. You should do it lovingly. I know that it's going to be hard, but try.
We love you.
We love you.
Yeah. Thank you for seeing the light.
Exactly. You ready?
Yeah.
I got some Glenn Beck for you.
Glenn Beck.
Mm-hmm. And I believe.
I like Glenn Beck.
Yeah, this is
Dude's
like.
been telling the truth
this
for a
is
long
like
time, too.
The second or third Christian video. So shout out to Christian. So.
What's up, Christian?
Glenn Beck.
No.
Professor van der Linden oversees the social decision-making lab at Cambridge University, which has a working partnership with the Department of Homeland Security Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. Another key partner in this pre-bunking psychological inoculation project is Jigsaw, which is a unit of Google. When the unit began in 2010, it went by the name of Google Ideas. It was started, as one report described it, quote, to try out ideas that address the challenges of counterterrorism, interradicalism, and nonproliferation. So Google hired Jared Cohen as the director of this new unit. At the time, Cohen was the Assistant Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton. Okay. The New York Times, the profile they did on him, called him the public face of 21st century statecraft. In 2009, while he was at the State Department, Cohen controversially convinced the then Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey to delay scheduled maintenance on a site so Iranian protesters could continue communicating during their election uprising. Cohen later said he made the move to Google Ideas because there are, and I quote, things the private sector can do that the U.S. government cannot. But how much more can they do when they all work together? In 2016, Google Ideas changed its name to Jigsaw. They debuted a new tool known as the redirect method. This tool, quote, places ads in the search results and the social media feeds of users who are searching for pre-identified terms that we have associated with one online particular harm. Those ads in the search results then redirect the user to content that provides constructive alternative messages. Jigsaw's partner in developing the redirect method was a British company called Moonshot. Moonshot also has partnered on projects with the U.S. State Department. Initially, Jigsaw and Moonshot's redirect method was hyped as a way to target potential ISIS recruits. But shortly after it launched in 2016, the co-founder of Moonshot said phase 2 of the redirect tool would target right-wing extremists in the U.S. I just want you to understand, this is multiple government agencies working with private corporations to change your mind and change the argument of all Americans that disagree with the government. If that's not a clear warning sign, I don't think you're going to get a bigger one. By 2021, Jigsaw announced that it had advanced the redirect method to pre-bunking. And it said that according to its own studies, pre-bunking works in keeping people from adopting extremist views. What are those views? I would imagine views like mine. These are companies that have partnerships with U.S. and British government agencies working on advanced technology to steer public opinion. Now, in a sane world, you could see how a tool like this might be a good thing in helping to disrupt recruiting efforts by actual terrorists. But no, they've redefined what terrorists and what extremists are. The real danger here is who gets to decide what needs redirecting or pre-bunking. And after they really master this, will you even know you've been manipulated? The question that I have talked about for years that I didn't understand back in the mid-90s when I first saw it discussed is the disappearance of freedom of choice. Will you even know if that choice that you just made was made by you or made by you because someone else has manipulated you? Who decides what's an extremist? who decides what's a terrorist or a danger to our republic? We've seen the answer to these questions.
We don't watch him anymore either and
No,
haven't
we
for
don't.
years.
No, we haven't watched him in a while. But again, this is something that helps people wake up.
Yeah.
I saw Glenn Beck. How long? When was the last time we actually watched Glenn Beck?
10 years?
It's been a
Longer.
while. Like it was like he had just moved to Texas.
Yeah.
Like had just moved to Texas.
Yeah.
'Cause
When he left
got
Fox.
canned, yeah, from Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyways,
So thoughts?
thoughts on propaganda. Oh, congratulations. The fact that propaganda is a thing is out in the open. We know this. The good thing is more people are learning about basically MK Ultra, that there are programs that are telling people how to think, and you might not even know that your thoughts are being fed to you. It could have been happening on that show. But either way, it's kind of one of those things where there is hey Carol, it's kind of one of those things where we're finding out the truth. We are finding out the truth, but the thing is they've been telling us the truth for so long. The only difference is people are actually listening now.
Yeah.
And that's the good thing. And more people are starting to listen. But that's because we're reaching that critical mass where other people, it's not just the strange conspiracy theorist off in the corner. Like most everybody is opening their ideas, their hearts, their minds to the concept that these conspiracies could be very real and they're not just theories. So look, it's good. Jigsaw, Google, the UK, whatever, it's the usual players, but it's pointing us in a direction. And once the dominoes start to fall, one domino will take down another domino. And we're seeing that. I mean, like Diddy, he's not a big fish by any
Everyone has
means.
to do their own research and use
You do.
discernment.
Well, and everybody does have to do their own research. You can tell people this information,
But
but
they should look it up themselves and use their own discernment.
they have to want to look it up for themselves. They have to be asked the questions.
The people who want it spoon fed to them
Mhm.
are, where's my button?
Which one?
Sheep.
Well,
Raise lions, not sheep.
so the trick is to get people to ask the questions.
Gotta ask
And
the questions.
that's probably one arrow that you can put in your quiver. And that is,
Yeah.
Especially when they're really, questioning things. Wow, that's, like how, why? That's a really good question. You should Google that. Your phone is like in your pocket. You can use your phone for
You
this.
have the great library.
Yeah.
Or
You got the Great Library of Alexandria in the palm of your hand.
Google it.
All you have to do is ask the question.
Mhm.
Google's not going to give you all the answers, but it'll get you
No.
going down the rabbit hole, and that's all you need.
Mhm.
So if we can get people to start asking their own questions and they start finding answers, that will only encourage them. So you have the resources available, use them, and that helps.
Yep. You ready?
Oh, even Alex Jones recommends him? That's interesting.
Very interesting. You're going to have to read this one. You ready?
Reading?
Yep.
All right.
Reading Rainbow.
God, how do you expect me to forgive them 70 times 7? I forgave you 70 times 7. And that was just this morning.
They say that a hero can save us. I'm not gonna stand.
And that's something we all need to remember.
Yeah, we
If you want forgiveness, you must give forgiveness.
it helps.
It really does.
It makes a difference in your own life. And we don't even know half of the things where we needed forgiveness for.
Exactly.
So yeah, we have to forgive. We have to work on that a lot. But once you start working on that forgiveness, man, big changes happen in your own life, and you stop having things that you need to forgive other people for. As a matter of fact, you start to feel pity, or you just give warnings. It's like, yeah, I don't know if that's a good idea, but it's up to you. You got free will. Good luck.
Exactly.
So, once you recognize that it's not going to harm you individually or personally or anybody else, that they're only hurting themselves, sometimes people need to touch that hot pan. Oh, you said it was hot. Yeah, I did say it was a hot pan. Oh, well, I won't do that again. Well, good job.
And just in case you guys haven't figured this out about Santino, don't tell him I told you this. He's one of those people that has to touch the hot
Oh, yeah.
pan.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I got to do all the mistakes. I seek wisdom.
Mm-hmm. You ready?
Yes.
We're going to learn about liberals.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Trump or Biden?
Liberal, when you're smart.
Biden?
Yeah.
How come?
Did you know that the fundamental difference between liberal and conservative is educated or not educated, intelligent or not intelligent?
No, that's not true. That's just a statistic, but that's not what makes you a liberal or conservative.
Well, that was what I was talking about, was the statistic. Are you aware that statistically liberals have more intelligent people, conservatives have more?
So do you think getting educated makes you intelligent?
Yeah. I got this way by studying at the collegiate level for 30 years.
All right.
Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, obviously, I had not seen that video.
Yeah, clearly.
What?
And look, you go to college, you get really smart. That's why liberals are smarter than the rest of us, because they went to college.
I got nothing. Go ahead.
He's gone to college. What do you say, for like 30 years or
30
something?
years.
30 years. And look at how brilliant he is, Mr. Milk Duds himself. So it's that is pride. That is hubris.
Exactly, Denise. Open your mouth and remove all doubt.
And yeah, 30 years in academia could very much ruin you. And he's still in college, yeah. But that's the thing is these people have devoted their life to something, and they can't imagine that, that anybody doing it any other way than the way they did it would make them intelligent. It's a false hope. It's putting their hope in the honors and the dominoes and biscuits from other human beings, right? And they're content with. He's content with that, and good for him until he finds out otherwise. Yeah, and he's probably going to be one of those people that
He's making my eye twitch.
But well, he's going to be one of those people. My guess is he's going to be one of those people that's just not going to be able to comprehend because he's so smart. Just ask him; he'll tell you.
No, he's not.
Just ask him; he'll tell you.
I went to college for 6 years and got a master's degree, and my little
6 years.
pinky.
20% of what he
him.
did. 20. You only did 20% of the school he
That's
did.
okay, because I'm smarter than him.
Look, that's how
He is, Aaron. My eye is twitching.
These are the kinds of people that are not going to be able to accept reality.
Yes, F. Clint. Just 6 little years.
It's look.
This is why I normally don't have my camera on, because I cannot control this face when people are that dumb. I wish I could rub my ears.
Anyway, so yeah, these are the people that aren't going to be able to wake up, and they're going to have a difficult time.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay.
F. Clint, you
At
know
some
when I
point in
said
time.
don't say neener, someone like that, you can. Go ahead. Neener.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah.
This is going to be it.
in 1913, you could have bought 11 loaves of bread with this, or this. Today, you get about a quarter of a loaf with this. You get about 135 loaves of bread with this. And you get about 11 loaves of bread with this. You tell me which you'd rather have, which you'd rather work for and save for future use.
Wow.
Look,
Thoughts?
that's why
100 and how many loaves of bread did you
something
say?
stupid. Yeah, a stupid amount of bread. Wow. We'll just go with wholesale numbers of bread.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So $1 could get you a new bread business. You could get your own bread truck, kind of thing. Right.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
But this is why fiat currency is something that we should always reject flat out.
Yeah.
This is why we need to get rid of fiat currency.
But you've been
This is-
saying that for years, even before any of this.
Well, yeah, I loved what Ron Paul had to say about it. Was not a Ron Paul guy until years after he had stopped, after he had retired. But Ron Paul was definitely spreading the truth as best as he could.
Yeah.
And I did agree with him wholeheartedly about getting us back to a commodity backed currency. We need to be backed by gold and silver.
But what I mean is, even when you were active duty, you never thought that paper money was ever. You thought it should always be gold back.
I don't believe in loans, and I don't believe in fiat currency.
I mean, you've just
That's
never agreed with it.
Yeah,
is
since
what
the
I
beginning
meant.
of Santino.
Yes.
Yes.
Is what I meant.
Yeah. Well, it's the thing that makes the most amount of sense. Because it was truly one of those things where it said what the purchasing power of the silver coins was. But then again, growing up in Vegas, and that was something else too. I remember when they got rid of the silver dollars, because you used to have the silver quarters, like coins. Surprise, surprise, was a big deal here in Las Vegas. The silver quarters, the silver dollars, the old Eisenhower dollars.
God, those are hard to find.
You can't find them anymore. Well, yeah, no, they got rid of all of them.
I know.
But that was important. And so all of these people out here in Las Vegas, when they were getting rid of it, save that silver, save that silver. The dollar is getting worse and worse every day.
Bad.
And so that was something that was probably pressed quite a bit here in this town. Because, well, and the slot machines, you can't even put coins in them anymore.
Oh no, they got rid of that
They got card readers now.
I know, card readers.
I mean, they got bill validators.
And you get a paper, when you cash
You get a little
out.
printout.
You get a little printout, yeah. I mean, so dumb. So dumb.
So we got to go back to, gold and silverback currency.
We do. We absolutely do. No, you cannot put coins in a slot machine.
I don't, maybe in the 7-Elevens.
No, they even have
They got the bill validators.
And now, you know how you used to be able to cash out and you could get the money right there at the machine?
No, you can't. No, it's just a little printout.
No, I'm talking about in the 7-Elevens and the grocery stores and stuff like that. Now you get the little piece of paper and you have to take it to the
cashier.
To the cashier. And then, they don't keep money in their thing. So you have to sit there for, if you win any amount, you have to
sit there and wait. Maybe
waiting for the safe.
Maybe they'll cut you a cashier's check or something. You got to pay for it.
I doubt it, honey. I doubt it.
I don't know. I haven't been gambling in forever.
F. Clint says, I used to hammer nickels into quarters to play video games.
That's funny.
That is funny. Fire and 8 says, it's been 20 years since I visited Las Vegas. It's changed a lot, sir.
It's different. It's different than what it was 20 years ago. All paper currencies in known human history have always returned to their intrinsic value.
Zero. Yeah.
Yeah. Sadly, it happens about every 200 years that We go through this cycle.
Right. Chachi says, I won $126 off of a quarter in a Flying J in Reno when I toured with a band.
Nice.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
We used to get our dinner paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we had a limit.
Yeah, we'd give
Santino
ourselves.
got $20. I got $20.
I'd
When
hit
it
the
was
table,
gone,
lose it in 5 minutes, and go watch play K slot machines.
Yes.
Penny slots. Yeah, but even a
I'm
penny
cheap.
slot isn't a penny slot anymore.
No.
No.
No. No.
Because you got 25 lines.
Works anywhere you can use a quarter, FY.
Yeah.
That seems like a lot of work.
What's a quarter anymore?
I know. A quarter is like a penny
Mm-hmm.
anymore.
Yeah. I mean, you can still find some silver quarters and stuff.
Very seldom.
Very rarely, but
Very
they're out there.
rarely,
They're
yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do hope and pray with
Yeah.
the Fed being closed up for so long now that we'll go back to
Amen, Aaron.
gold and silver standard.
Yeah.
Let's see. Garen says, gambling is entertainment. Treat it as anything else, and you are on a road to hell. Gamble on yourself. Yeah,
Amen.
exactly.
Mhm.
20 quarters to the dollar with my method. Oh, God.
You guys are hilarious. You ready?
Yes.
Got some Kelly.
Kelly.
Need some Kelly.
Yeah.
So what happens to us after we die? I mean, there's like a million theories, right? That's when we get our wings. We go to heaven, live in our mansion. It's going to be amazing. We're just going to be hanging out with our loved ones, floating on clouds in the sky. And I mean, I love those ideas, but what does the Bible say? You see, in Colossians 3, the Bible tells us we should be thinking about the things of heaven, not the things of earth. Our focus should be on eternity. And the truth is, we know nothing about it. So today, that's exactly what I want to do. Let's talk about eternity and what we should really be expecting. However, if we are going to talk about eternity, that means we got to talk about Judgment Day too. And I know, so many people live in fear of Judgment Day. But I want to bring you some comfort today. Judgment Day is nothing to fear if you have a relationship with Jesus. You see, the truth is there are actually 3 judgment days. But the good news is you get to pick which one you experience. You see, the first judgment day we have to bring up is the great white throne of judgment. This you can find in Revelation 20, verse 11 through 15. The great white throne of judgment is where you will stand before Jesus Christ on the throne, and he will tell you whether or not your name is written in the Lamb's book of life. What this means is Jesus is going to ask you if you put your faith, hope, trust, gave your entire life to him. And if you did, son, your reward is great. You're going to get to spend eternity with the Father. But if your name is not found in that book, the Bible says you will spend eternity in a lake of fire. Understand, this is a lake of fire that was not meant for you. Now, I get it. This judgment day sounds scary. Nobody wants to hear that they're going to hell. They're going to spend eternity in a lake of fire. Remember, I said you get to choose which judgment day you experience. You see, the truth is, if you've given your life to Jesus and you have put your hope and faith and your entire life into his hands, then this judgment day is not for you. You see, judgment day for the believer, for you and I that have given everything to Jesus, our judgment day already happened. It took place 2,000 years ago when Jesus died on the cross in our place. You see, that's the greatest gift of all time because Jesus experienced that judgment for you and I. We don't have to because he already did. That's why I'm telling you, judgment day is nothing to be afraid of because the price has already been paid for you. And this leads us to the third judgment day I was talking about. For those of us whose names are in the Lamb's book of life, we will have another judgment day where we stand before the Bema seat of Christ. Now, there are actually 2 different definitions of what the Bema seat could be. The first definition is like you stepping up to a judge to receive a verdict or a sentence. But the good news is there is no verdict or sentence for you. Jesus paid the price and took the punishment so you wouldn't have to. So the second definition of Bema seat would be like an athlete stepping up to receive a reward or a prize. Ah, you get in this. You see, for you and I that have already gone through judgment because we placed our faith and hope in Jesus, when we stand before the Bema seat, it's not to receive judgment. It's to receive reward. 1 Corinthians 3:13 through 15 tells us, on Judgment Day, fire will reveal the type of work that each person has done. You see, everything that you do in this life, every action you make, every word you speak, and every thought you thought, Jesus is going to put it into a fire. And what goes into that fire will either be completely burned up and destroyed, or it will be refined like in gold. And what's not burned up, he will pull out of that fire. And that will be your reward. But please pay attention to what the verse says. But if the work is burned up, the builder will suffer great loss. The builder will be saved, but like someone barely escaping through a wall of flames. You see, what this verse is telling us is that eternity is going to look very different for each person. Whoever started the rumor that we all get a mansion and it's all going to be the same and it's all going to be just equal for everybody, they clearly didn't read their Bible. This verse is telling us there are going to be some people that got into heaven by the skin of their teeth. Yeah, you got in, but you won't have much to show for it once you're there. Think of it like this. Heaven is the most amazing concert you've ever wanted to go to. All your favorite bands, the best show, the best lights, the best smoke, everything. It's going to be amazing. But you got to have a ticket to get in. Now, Jesus is that ticket. I mean, obviously. But have you ever been to a concert before? Is every ticket the exact same? Not at all. You see, you can get into the concert and then watch the show from the TV screen in the lobby. Or you could get into the concert and have a ticket on the very last row of the nosebleed section. Or maybe you got a decent ticket and you're sitting in section 105. Or better than that, you got general admission and you're sitting on the floor. Or better than that, you got a backstage pass, son. Yeah. Could it get better than that? Oh, absolutely, because maybe your ticket lets you play in the band. Do you see what I'm trying to say here? So many people are concerned with just getting the ticket to the show. They don't realize not every experience at the show is going to be the exact same. You see, if it's up to me, I want to sit as close to that stage as possible. I want to be as close to Jesus as I can. I mean, if eternity is going to last forever, I want it to be the best experience possible, don't you? Okay. So how do we do that then? How do we make sure we get that front row ticket? I'm so glad you asked. To answer your question, let me ask you another one. If I told you that the next 60 or 70 years of your life, how wealthy you are, how healthy you are, how happy you are, how big your house, how big your car is, will all be based on how you live the next 24 hours of your life. Would that change the way you live the next 24 hours of your life? Absolutely it would. If you're telling me the rest of my life, how much money I have, how happy I am, how healthy I am, is all based on how I live the next 24 hours, well, then you got yourself a perfect man tomorrow, baby. I mean, am I right? I would do everything I could in the next 24 hours to be as perfect as possible because I know the rest of my life will be determined on those 24 hours. You see, the truth is that is what's happening to every single person on this earth right now, and most people have no idea. Your entire eternity is going to be based on how you lived in this life, on this earth, in this moment, today. Start thinking of this life as your job resume for the next. Every word you speak, every action you make, and every thought you think is going to go into a fire. And it will either be burned up or you will be rewarded for it. And that reward will last forever. This life, 60, 70, 80 years, is short compared to eternity. You see, the truth is, eternity doesn't start when you die. It starts when you come to Jesus. Every single day, we are building our eternity. The question is, what are you building? See, the Bible tells us that there will be a new heaven and a new earth one day. And as much as we like to talk about living in heaven and floating with angel wings, you and I were never created for heaven. We are made for earth. And there will be a time where we go to the new earth. And on that new earth, we will have lives, we will have jobs, we will have a purpose. And all of that will be based on what we did here in this life. So I don't know about you, but I want to make my time here count. So let me encourage you today. Don't live in fear of Judgment Day. Don't live in fear of what happens when you die. If you have put your hope and faith in Jesus, you got a ticket to the show. And if you feel like you may not have a good seat right now, the good news is you've got time to change it. If you've still got a breath in your lung, it's not too late to make a change in the position of where you hold your ticket. Again, I ask you, if the rest of your life was based on the next 24 hours and how you lived, would you live differently? Then I say we go out and start living differently. Live for Jesus with every word you speak, every thought you have, and every action you make. Build his kingdom. And when you get there, there's going to be a reward waiting for you. And think about that for a minute.
So, thoughts, Santino?
His fire alarm went off at the end there.
That is not, no.
That was not the point of the video?
No.
Oh, okay. He brings up perfect points. And I would say that the main point is if you're worried about it, then what are you doing right now that you feel like you're not doing enough? That means that deep down inside, you already know that you have more things that you need to be doing. So do them. I don't know. Just throwing that out there. I mean, just to make it into the kingdom of heaven would be amazing, right?
Right.
Like, okay, I made it. Thank God. It's better than burning for eternity. But yes,
But do you want to really be in the nosebleed section?
I mean, it's better than burning for eternity, but at the same time, look, I get it. I
You're
get it.
such a good person.
But at the same time, you kind of might want a little bit more, and you'll have some of those regrets, I would assume. I don't know what it's like on the other side, but I'm going to say that, hey, do your best. Do what you can. Do what you can with what you have
Yeah.
where you're at. That's what it boils down to.
I mean,
If
that's
you,
what you're supposed to do, isn't it?
well, yeah,
Aren't you
but
just supposed to do your best
look,
every day, regardless?
you are, but at the same time, walking the walk is different than just reading it or listening to a pastor tell you what the right thing to do is. Like, you have to read the book because you're only getting the cliff notes if you go to church more often than not.
Right.
Right. Because I mean, they have a lot of teaching that they do, and they have cycles and everything else. So going through and doing your own studies, like doing your own research kind of thing, and then trying to apply those lessons to your everyday life, surprise, surprise, is a difficult walk, but it says so in the book itself.
It didn't, nowhere in the book did it say, hey,
It's going to be
you
easy.
believe in Jesus, it's going to be a cakewalk. Doesn't say that anywhere. Trust me, I looked.
So we have to live the example, not for anybody else. Do it for yourself. Do it because you're working on your own salvation. You can't save anybody else. The best way to save somebody else is to be an excellent representation of what we're supposed to be doing. I'm not going to say that I'm a representation of anything other than how human I am, right? So, but we all have our own ways. We all are inspired to our own things. There's a lot of discussion. There was a lot of discussion in the Bible as to whether or not you should or should not eat this or behave that way or do this or do that. So follow your own intuition and make sure that you're following through with it. Denise says, I'd rather be in the fifth row at a Trump rally than stuck in traffic 96 miles back. Boy, isn't that the truth? Yeah.
Exactly.
Pool tables are awesome too. I know, sidetrack.
Yes. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
The Department of Education was created in 1980. Since then, not a single academic metric in the country has improved. Not even sure what the punchline is.
I love that guy.
That's sad.
It is sad. Not a single metric has improved.
That's sad. That's all I got.
Can there be any other like justification for the removal of the Department of Education and all of its funding? Like, you know what? We've managed to make everything worse. It's not working out after all these years. Our kids are stupid now. May God have mercy on the Department of Education's soul. And the states need to go back to figuring it out on their own. And that will also, if the states are figuring that on their own, that might make it a little bit easier to have textbooks not dictated by a couple of textbook companies.
Exactly.
Take one more of those profit centers. I mean, what is it?
Hookups?
Well, no, I'm trying to think of how our government works through payoffs, but there's like a fancy word for it.
A fancy word?
A fancy
it's
word.
called a payoff.
Well, no, but fancy that doesn't piss people off.
It's a payoff.
Well, where they go take out a senator or a congressman and they give them dinners and let them fly on a private jet.
Lobbying.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, lobbying.
Payoff.
That's what I said.
Yeah, but I was honest.
Well, I was too. I just used the fancy word so that way nobody gets their panties in a bunch.
Payoff.
Okay. Yes, lobbyists.
Are you ready?
The bribers,
Are you ready?
Yes.
There's more leaks coming out of the Daily Wire, and it's getting spicy. They've been firing people left and right, and they recently fired this guy named Sawyer. because he refused to go along with their campaign of trying to character assassinate her and lying about how she's like mistreats her former employees, which everyone said was not true. They accessed his personal email account that he had apparently left open on a Daily Wire computer, and they read a personal email that he had sent on his own account to Candace Owens offering moral support, where he didn't bad talk Daily Wire at all. So they fired him on the spot. I got a hold of a couple other sources behind the scenes, which shall not be named, and I heard that he was offered $3,000 in order to stay silent and sign a contract to not talk about any of it, which he turned down. I also heard that they've lost up to 25 people in a similar fashion, either by walking or being fired. I would assume those people are probably getting offered similar contracts. But word is that they're going to places like Tucker and PBD and Dave Ramsey, and they're finding jobs pretty easily. Props to you, Sawyer, for standing up for the right thing, not taking the money. He reached his fundraising goal to help him pay his bills pretty quick, because a little bird told me that Fuck Ben is actually Dan Bilzerian, who has been a total Chad recently. Props, Dan. Hope you don't mind me giving away your secret, buddy. I mean, it's crazy. It's almost like when you try to hold secret town halls and ban people's cell phones, it's almost like you're doing something nefarious that you don't want people to know about because it's not morally correct. This is the secret town hall they had a couple of months ago where they tried to slander Candace Owens and paint her as a raging anti-Semite to all the Daily Wire employees so they could orchestrate a smear campaign with everybody's help. Oh, yeah, speaking of smear campaigns, yesterday at Turning Point USA, Candace dropped this crazy funny bomb that she had gotten word from a friend that they were trying to send an intern who was posing as a student to like try to catch her in a bad moment and record something embarrassing. And she called it out on stage.
Strangely, this is such a crazy story. But as I was headed in here, I got a frantic call from somebody. They did. They called me and they said, Candace, something very weird is happening. The Daily Wire has sent somebody secretly to record you, an intern, a PR intern, to secretly record you, to catch you in a bad moment, in a bad light. And I think that intern's name, no, to be fair, it is never the fault of a person when their employer is sending them to do something that isn't good. But I would really love it if Ariana stood up. Yeah. Okay, maybe that's a little too intimidating for you too, but apparently she got an email at 10 p.m., hopped on a plane, is pretending to be a student. And so I do just want to say to Ben Shapiro, enough. Come out into the light. Really, come on. Let's do this debate. Stop sending interns to do your dirty work.
When the internet started reporting the story, Candace confirmed it all, says she has receipts. And then Nick Fuentes jumped in and was like, oh, hey, it's exactly what they did to me. Funny how that works. And of course, Ben Shapiro can't come out into the light and have a debate because while they were talking saber rattling about a debate, he was actually going behind the scenes to get a gag order against her. So she can't comment on any of this shit because that's their MO. I reached out to Candace to see if she could comment on any more than she already has in public, but no luck. I think this last clip sums it up pretty well.
Do you think that the Daily Wire is complicit in censorship of certain people/topics similar to that of left-wing institutions?
I cannot talk about that.
So yeah, just your daily reminder that this is still going on. Candace is still fighting behind the scenes. She's under a gag order. The Daily Wire is in turmoil, and they're trying to do everything they can to plug all the holes in their stupid boat. Because the truth is out. The Daily Wire is Israel first, not America first. Just like an awful lot of other independent media organizations in America. Funny how that works. And they all use the exact same tactics of slander and deception and silencing people so they can keep on pushing their weird, twisted word narrative. Like this one from Andrew Claveland, wherever you say his name.
We also believe in the cross of Christ, but if you burn the cross on somebody's lawn, it's no longer the cross of Christ. It's just a vehicle, a symbol of your toxic hatred. And so the way it was being used online as an attack on Jews,
Right. Got it. Saying Christ is king is exactly like burning the cross. Maybe just don't think too hard about it. Maybe then it'll make sense.
Thoughts, Santino?
I'm noticing a shift towards Israel. almost as if they were being saved for last.
I know.
For a very specific reason.
Sounds
not
like Ben
mentioned here.
Shapiro is a shitbag.
Look, he is who he is.
Hmm.
But the focus is shifting.
I agree, Denise.
Yeah, if you live here, it should always be America first. I agree with that 100% as well. If you live here, if you are an American citizen, you should care about the other citizens. Should we care about Israel, the people? Yes. I care very much about the people of Israel. Now, we might have different definition of what Israel is, but that's for another discussion for another time. But right now, the focus is on the light is starting to be shown on this, Israel cabal that is there. Maybe a different one, maybe connected. I don't know. I'm not that guy. But I can tell you that the focus is being shifted towards Israel. And I think that we're getting that much closer to the final phase of what's going on with what Q was talking about. Fire Nate says, yes, America first, Israel second. I met my wife in Jerusalem. Very nice.
Awesome.
Yes. At Santino, he is another puppet. Possible Shapiro is a double agent. He's so absurd and so right at some times. Whatever he is, it's contrived. And I can see that too. It doesn't seem
And he looks
as
just
natural.
like Dylan Mulvaney.
Yeah, there was that. I forgot about that. There
Just
was that
saying.
side by side between Shapiro and Mulvaney. Could be playing two parts. Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? It's all weird.
It's all weird.
It's all weird, and this is why we shouldn't care about the television.
I know.
Who knows when you're being given a bill of goods?
I know.
The Kazakhs and Jewish and people who support the evil or don't, so many manipulated, hence the bad idea about racist or whatever. Yeah.
Exactly. America first.
If you are an American, it should be American first.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Miss Jenny did this video for us. So
Oh,
I'm going
nice.
to play this. You ready?
Woot woot. Shout out to Jenny.
My fellow Americans, it looks like some things have changed. Are we doing a good enough job teaching our children what America is and what she represents?
You want an abortion? Get one!
Younger parents aren't sure that an appreciation of America is the right thing to teach modern children.
We're not going to make America great again. It was never that great.
When I drive into a neighborhood and there are American flags, it's a message of white supremacy.
I'm warning of an eradication of the American memory that could result in an erosion of the American spirit.
We need to completely dismantle the police department.
If we forget what we did, we won't know who we are. We've got to do a better job of getting across that America is free, and freedom is special and rare. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of enterprise. As long as we remember our first principle and believe in ourselves, the future will always be ours. Ours was the first revolution in the history of mankind that truly reversed the course of government, and with three little words: we, the people. We, the people, are free. Once you begin a great movement, there's no telling where it'll end.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Powerful.
Trying not to cry here.
Reagan was the great communicator for a reason.
Yeah.
The man knew how to get to the soul of what this nation is, what the soul of America is. And it reminds us, because we've forgotten, it's been pushed away.
I know.
Yeah, that was an amazing video, Jenny. Yeah, it was 10 frogs up.
Make me cry, Jenny. I love you, Jenny.
Reagan is something that will help us remember who we are, who we're supposed to be, right? America is something special. Just because there's a bunch of buffoons out there who've hated America doesn't mean that America was never great.
I know.
Doesn't mean that America wasn't the best country amongst all of our peers. We have gotten bad, but look who's been in charge. Reagan reversed that course. America is about reversing that course. The Constitution is about reversing the course of oversteps made by governments, by those who deem themselves royals. There are no royals. They are humans. They're not any better than you or I or anybody else here. They've created a system and they've corrupted our system.
Yes.
To look like the trash over there in Europe with all of their royals.
Exactly. And think about it. Our forefathers
Uh-huh.
rebelled against Britain for like a few cents on breakfast tea.
Yeah, a few percent. It was like 2%.
Look how much we take now. We just take it.
You can't earn anything.
Because the television tells us it's okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, but we're getting all these things done as if the government didn't get stuff done before. America is better than what we see today. We all know this. America is still the greatest chance for humanity to not live under tyrannical rule. That's why people are waking up, because they know it's not working the way it's supposed to.
Yeah.
They overstepped their bounds. They got too big for the britches. They thought that they were something better than your average human being. They may be smarter and they may have gone to fancy schools that teach
For
kids
30 years.
for 30 years that teaches kids how to be stupid, but they started to believe their own lies. And so they're falling down now. And that's a good thing. They are nothing special.
No.
There are no royals.
No.
Not in this day and age. Nothing that I can see. I would say President Trump is the closest thing we'd see to anything that I would consider a royal anything.
Yeah. They might be a royal pain in my ass.
Everybody else is a royal pain in the ass. At least Trump, a true royal, a true leader, recognizes that it's not them. In the end, it's God.
Amen.
But they recognize that they're only as good as the sum of the people that they keep around them. A true leader recognizes that. These leaders put sycophants in place, a bunch of yes men and women and they, them, gers, all around them because they agree with them.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what it looks like.
It does.
It's falling apart. But America's not falling apart. And that's the funny thing about all of it. America's not falling apart. As a matter of fact, America's finding its soul again.
And waking up to to true reality.
And as we find our soul, the heartbeat of America, not a car company, but the actual heartbeat of America are the people.
Mm-hmm.
And the people are waking up. And the people are fed up. Fortunately, we have another fighter like in Trump, like we had with Reagan. And that, it gives us something to rally around, a human being to rally around. And that is a true gift. And we need to take advantage of that gift. And we need to make sure that we get back to our founding principles of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Not guaranteed happiness. Pursuit of it. You get to pursue it. I would say that most people aren't even able to pursue happiness because right now they're just trying to be able to afford $33 toilet paper rolls.
Very well said, honey. Very well said. Very
We're
well
taking our
said.
country back.
We are.
Rejoice in that. and know that we have divine providence. Have faith in that divine providence, because that divine providence is showing itself to be true. Thank you.
Very amazing.
And thank you, Denise.
You ready?
Yes. It's easy to be inspirational after Reagan. Just throwing that out there. He's softened.
Let's just read this for the audience in case.
What happened?
You were still talking, and so
I'm always talking.
I know. Can you
Can
hold
I?
yourself
All right,
for a minute?
All right, I'll try to stop talking. You just let me know. Let me know when I'm done talking.
Are you done?
Yes.
Let's just read this for the audience in case you can't read, okay? Democrat Arizona Governor Katie Hobbs, is under investigation for allegedly pay-to-play scheme. Oh, well, let's say, wait. Katie! Honey, it's in. Now, listen, I want all your friends to have the same energy. Same energy, because I know you guys are so concerned about pay-to-play schemes, where money goes, this, that, the other thing. You're all on top of Donald Trump, all that stuff. So I want the same energy now, okay? Katie, I'm waiting for you, babe. Can you give me a call, maybe? Can you call me on your old school brick phone, maybe? You could do that, right? I want you guys to have the same energy for this person that you have for Trump.
Thoughts, Santino?
Are we going to see that same energy?
No.
Not yet.
No.
But we will.
See what Steph says? $30 tonight for dinner for two at home. Sloppy Joes and chips.
Oh my God.
$30
For Sloppy Joes.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing, isn't it?
Aaron says, I'm an Arizona native, born and raised Arizona native, and many of us are so effing pissed about Katie Cartel owned Hobbs.
Exactly, Fire Nate. It's coming.
Yeah.
That energy is coming.
Agreed.
It's around the corner.
Mhm.
The people are no longer just being led blindly by the buffoons that
That
deem
is the third
themselves.
time you've said buffoons.
Apparently,
in this
it's a
show.
buffoon Monday.
Okay.
All right. These buffoons that deem themselves our superiors
Mm-hmm.
are finding themselves all alone.
That right there, Chachi.
Chachi says, I feel the Katie Hobbs pay to play is another time release. Yes. About a year ago, there was news on connections with her and the cartels. There was.
Absolutely.
Excellent putting that together. Thank you very much. So it's happening. We're not going to see that energy until Trump is president. We're going to see more and more people getting arrested.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll start to really see that energy.
What Denise says, isn't it amazing though? It's such a great time to be alive. It is.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How about when she disappeared for a weekend for dental work?
I mean, we don't see her anyway, but yeah.
Mhm.
When they let us know that they disappear,
Yep.
I have a feeling when they're letting us
Yeah.
know that the actor is being changed.
Exactly, Fire. Let the lights come on.
Mm-hmm. And the lights are coming on. They're dimming on, but that's fine.
It's still happening. It's still happening.
It's a great time to be alive. It's a
It
great time to be
is.
alive because we see that it's changing.
It is.
And that the old guard is going down.
Mm-hmm.
And that the real America is going to rise from the ashes like a phoenix out of
Yes.
Arizona.
Interesting.
Isn't that interesting how that's going to happen?
I know.
Yeah, we'll see that symbology play out.
Yep.
Guaranteed.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, F. Clint. Where did I see a pic of hers in the boot club? Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You ready?
Yep.
Look who we got.
It's Christian.
It's always amazing when CNN is forced to eat crow. I would almost anticipate we're going to see much, much more of this in the coming months.
And Kristen, Glenn Kessler from the Washington Post had a fact check about Joe Biden from earlier this month.
noting that Hunter Biden admitted in court in July that he was in fact paid substantial sums from Chinese companies. Kessler wrote, Hunter Biden reported nearly 2.4 million in income in 2017 and 2.2 million in income in 2018, most of which came from Chinese or Ukrainian interests. But this directly goes against what Joe Biden said in the debate in 2020 with Donald Trump. Take a listen.
My son has not made money in terms of this thing about what are you talking about? China.
Once you
None
became
of that
vice
is
president,
true.
he made a fortune in Ukraine, in China, in Moscow,
That is simply
and various
not
other places.
true.
So it's from two different debates, but I mean, Trump was right.
That was music to my ears. CNN having to say Trump was right.
What? Yeah. Well,
that was.
They're going to have to be saying it a lot more. The fact checks. Look, this is more of that waking people up. CNN is going to have to start telling the truth. The organization will continue to be around, even though Ted Turner won't have anything to do with it in the future.
Trump was right. Period. Full stop. Get used to saying it.
It's going to come out. And that's what people are going to be finding out. And the things that he may have been wrong on, the very few things he may have been wrong on, they will be forgotten. Because there were so many lies.
What?
Look, we know
it isn't so, Santino.
we've known it's lies. I know. Well, every single American who's been aware of the shenanigans of CNN forever and a day have already known that it's lies. But those who have only watched, CNN, LNSD or whatever it is.
I know.
Their little alphabet soup TV agencies. Those things are going to have to start telling the truth.
I know.
And this is the start of it. And it's going to come back around like a boomerang.
Like a boomerang.
And they're going to get schwacked with their own problems that they created.
Because they're buffoons?
Well, because they are a bunch of buffoons. But then again, look at how many people are no longer at CNN, MSNBC, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
I know.
The old guard is going away. Now that it gets cleared out, it's going to make it easier to make sure the truth comes out.
And the truth shall set ye free.
We shall be free again. Stop being free-range tax chickens.
You haven't said that in a while.
Well, we have been free-range tax chickens.
There you
That's
go.
all we've been. Buffoons doing shenanigans. They're going down. Thank you, Denise. I like that.
Ready?
Yes.
You have only 3 types of people in your life. First are the leaf people. These are people who come into your life just for a season. They are there to take what they need. And as soon as it gets cold or a wind blows in your life, they are gone. Second are the branch people. Although they are stronger than leaves, you have to test them out before you run out there and put all your weight on them. They may stay with you for a few seasons, but they will break away when life becomes tough. And finally, the root people. These people are very important because they don't do things to be seen. Their only wish is to support you and help you live a strong and healthy life. Even if you go through a difficult time, they will hold you up. They love you just the way you are. If you agree with me, type 100 in the comments. God bless.
I know it is just different wording on seasons, reasons, or lifetimes, but this one makes a lot of sense. And when you have those root people in your life, make sure that you stick by them. Make sure that you continue to check on them. Make sure that if they are quiet, you find out why. Make sure that they know how important they are in your life, but also don't get upset about the branch and the leaf people either, because you need those people in your life, because they're going to teach you so many lessons that you could only learn through that. So make sure that, and another thing, make sure you know the difference. Make sure you know, don't be giving all of your energy that you think are root people to leaf people. Make sure you know the difference and really start opening up your heart more and more, because it is a great time to be alive, and it is a great time to be around such amazing people. And the more that we stick with each other and stick with our tribe, the more you can open your heart up and feel that love. Seasoning, Santino?
It's one of the things that we learn as we go through life is, what are these people here for? You know, and in the end, it's all for our growth. It's for their growth.
Mm-hmm.
It's all so we can grow. So don't fret things that once were. That was then.
You can't change the past.
Can't change the past. Those things have changed. That scenario has changed. Those circumstances have changed.
Yeah.
So rejoice in the times that you had.
Yes.
Remember the good. Recognize that it's all for a positive reason.
Yes.
Despite how negative the situation or scenario may have been,
Mm-hmm.
it was for your good.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, you stop touching the hot pan kind of thing, and if nothing else, that's what it was about, right?
Mm-hmm.
So count it all joy.
Yes.
Because in the end, it's to make you better, because you're loved. We're all loved. And as long as we're getting corrected, and as long as we keep growing, and as long as we continue to get new lessons, then we know that we're loved by the one that really matters. So we should do our best.
Amen.
And be grateful for the leaves, the branches, and the roots in our lives.
Yes.
Because in the end, it all creates a big, beautiful story that's called life.
Amen. Amen.
All right.
An amazing show.
Amazing people.
An amazing day.
Y'all rock.
Yes. You guys make our day better.
You do. Anyways, with that being said, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X, Rumble, and pill.net.
And if you haven't already, please take a moment to hit that thumbs up button over on Rumble and YouTube. Take that red pill over on Pilled, and smash that heart over on X. Oh, and don't forget, there is still a huge sale going on My Pillow for the pillows and the not the pillows, for the towels and the kitchen towels, and the slippers just went on sale. So go check it out at mypillows.com/DTOO.
mypillow.com/DTOO.
It's amazing. So please go check it out. And I got to figure out how to play a dang commercial, because I'm having trouble with that. Anyway, I love you guys with all of my heart. You mean the world to us. And I can't wait until tomorrow night.
We love you all. Thank you for joining us. Have a great night. God bless you all, and be safe.